The top Democrat in the House, Nancy Pelosi, is responding tonight, saying, quote, the president is potentially risking the lives of our patriots by compromising sources and methods. Also, he can advance falsehoods and false narratives that distract from the truth of the Trump-Russia scandal. So reaction now from the other side. Let's bring in Republican Congressman from New York, Peter King, who sits on the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, great to have you with us. I'll start by asking you to respond to your colleague, Nancy Pelosi.
She's entirely wrong. There's going to be no sources or methods being disclosed here. What will be disclosed is the American people will find out that there was no basis for these FISA warrants, that the important information was kept from the court. There's going to be a disproportionate influence of the dossier. Also, you're going to find out that people like Carter Page based an investigation of him when no one would seriously think that he was any kind of an agent of the Russians. Basically, you have a counterterrorism tool. A tool that's used to protect us from terrorists is instead being used, that's the FISA court, is being used to spy on an American campaign, a presidential campaign, unprecedented in our history.
I want to recap for folks so they know exactly what the White House, what the president has asked for tonight: declassified or release these things. Portions of the Carter Page FISA application, FBI reports of the interviews that they had with Bruce Orr, FBI reports of interviews in connection with Page FISA applications, and also the president says they want all these unredacted text release regarding the Russia investigation. He named several people: Comey, McCabe, Page, Strzok, Orr. What do you think we will learn from these things?
I think you're going to find out that if there was any collusion, it was involving the FBI and Fusion GPS. The fact is that there was an attempt to bring down President Trump before he was elected during his campaign and also afterwards. Now, whether or not this was concerted, whether it was intentional collusion, or there's just a meeting of the minds of people who wanted to stop Donald Trump. But the reality is you're going to see that there's such a commingling here. You have Bruce Orr, you have his wife, who's Bruce Orr is in the Justice Department. His wife is with Fusion GPS, involved with Christopher Steele. I mean, all of this going on. There's such a contradiction here, and it goes against the whole spirit of the FISA court. I mean, FISA court is almost sacred in that the government has an obligation to disclose as much as they can to the FISA court. There's no one else in the court who opposes this. So they have an obligation, when they're laying out their case, asking for this unprecedented power, this really unique power to be, in effect, spying on Americans, that they have to lay everything out for the court. They did not do that here. I can't go into all the details, but when these FISA applications are made public, as I've seen them, all the American people are going to see is that important facts were not disclosed to the court, including the basis of the dossier, how unsubstantiated it was, how unreliable Christopher Steele turned out to be. All of this we brought out, and how anyone who can base an investigation around Carter Page to say that he was some kind of a Russian agent is, again, a total distortion of the FISA court.
And Congressman, I want to quickly ask you about a story we reported on Friday about Evelyn Rodriguez. She has been honored at the State of the Union by President Trump. Her daughter allegedly killed by MS-13 gang members, and apparently she was hit and killed by an SUV on Friday just ahead of a vigil for her daughter. We know the investigation's ongoing. The driver stayed on the scene. So far, we haven't heard of any charges filed, but I know that she was a very prominent voice.
No, she really is. In fact, I was with her husband today. I was at their home in Brentwood. This is a terrible tragedy. She is one of the most unique, exceptional women I have ever met. Her daughter was brutally murdered with machetes and baseball bats, and she was killed. And Evelyn never let this get her down. She just became a strong advocate against MS-13. She led the fight. She worked closely with President Trump. She worked with Democrats, Republicans. I was proud to call her a friend. I was proud to represent her in Congress. She's just a great woman. Her loss is such a horrific death. It was 2 years to the day after her daughter was murdered. She was killed at this exact spot where the monument memorial was to her daughter. Absolutely incredible. Again, it's beyond grief.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what their family is going through tonight and in these coming weeks, months, and years. Congressman King, thanks for stopping in. Good to see you.